Morning, Conference. Motion 38, rule change. Rule 1, name. The society formed under the rules then and after referred to as the Federation shall be known by the name of the Fed, in brackets, the Federation of Independent Retailers. Rationale. The name change would more accurately reflect our membership, the majority of who are no longer identifying themselves as just as newsagents but convenience stores and other independent retail trades. The name change will also help considerably with marketing, recruitment, lobbying and instantly describing who we are and what we stand for. Now, we were founded in 1919, as the presentation said, and we have 15,000 stores. But the 15,000 stores are not just newsagents, they're all, the independent retailers. That could be cafes and, not selling news at all and other things. So in order to recruit more members, we need to be open. We've changed the name before because originally we were the National Federation of Retail Newsagents, Booksellers and Stationers. So it's not that we've not done this before. There is a confusion in the brand mark and also the logo with having the Fed in some and NFRN in the other. And we need clarity. And what in the presentation she did say that was clarity and consistency breeds trust. And I totally agree with that because we need a simple message. We need a brand, as it was said, that is fit for purpose, that's fit for the future as well. Younger people, there's a younger generation coming into retail, and the NFRN is a bit clunky now. I think I've seen its day, and we need to move on. Our members now rely on phones and other technology, and the logo and also the name will be a lot more easier to deal with if it's on a simple format. And I would finish off by saying earlier we were told that we were dinosaurs up in the top table. Well, these dinosaurs are asking for a look at the names, and I would say that please support this motion because I think that we need to go with the times and go with the flow and reserve the right to speak.
Okay, the seconder.
Yeah, Jason Burks. I rise on behalf of the NEC to second this motion. Conference, we need some clarity to move this forward. Let's have the debate, let's have the discussion, let's have some frank opinions, and let's get a decision made and move this forward. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take okay, we've got an amendment from Wales, 38B. Is Wales ready to put? Point of order.
I'm one for change. I think we do need to change our name. But I've got some conflict here in that the next number 39 is Rule 1 amendment. Now, if that's an amendment, why isn't that listed as an amendment under the first rule change? And because our district, for one, like that amendment, but are against the actual Rule 38, number 38. So I'm a bit confused. Why is that not an amendment underneath that?
You're talking about 39A, which has been withdrawn from Yorkshire.
No, I'm 39.
Of the motion.
No, 39 is class Rule 1 amendment.
Amendment, yeah. Okay, I get that. SOC.
Well, that's what I thought. So. How can you have an amendment after? Or is SOC? Mr. Chairman, I understand the reason partly for that second part, and I'm happy to go ahead, but it does put it in a different situation on how we discuss this motion in relation to the next one.
Well, if this motion goes ahead, the second one would fail.
Yeah.
Fall.
Okay.
You happy with that now?
Yeah, I'm happy with that answer.
Okay. Okay. Wales, are you ready to put the amendment? No, it's been withdrawn. Okay, fine. We're talking on for the motion. Any speakers on the motion? No? Oh, yeah.
Federation of Retail News Agents. When I first come into the business and, you know, I couldn't remember what the name of the organisation was, NFRN. We used to refer to it as the Nerfron, just to remember it. I think we've moved on since then, and we are an organisation that encapsulates more than just news agents. And when you're putting across as a strapline Federation of Independent Retailers, which more reflects today as is now, in the future it might be different, but we need to move with the times. When you've got a strapline and something that doesn't stick together, it's ridiculous. I mean, I came up with a few ideas. AIR, Association of Independent Retailers, and FIRE, the Federation of Independent Retailers and Entrepreneurs. But for continuity and to move the NFRN in the right direction, a Fed is just a shortened version, and we need to have something that's strong, and we need to be known, and it's recognisable. Let's move on. Let's just change the name so everybody can recognise us as a strong organisation moving into the future. Please go with Fred.
Okay, next speaker.
Morning conference. Mark Dudden, Wales District, South Wales Branch. I arise to oppose this motion. The words the NFRN to be substituted by the Fed. The Fed. I have a problem with this. The Fed. The Federal Reserve of the United States. The Fed. Charity for the Greater Manchester Jewish Community. The Fed. Google it. The list is endless. Are we being naive and arrogant? Thank you.
Is that a question?
Oh, just statement. Sorry.
Next speaker.
Martin Ward, trustee. We definitely need to sort this out once and for all. We're using there's a mixed message out there and we need to sort out where we're going to go as a name. I 100% agree. The little bit I'm confused about, and I'm hoping someone can answer for me, in the presentation we've just heard from Revolution, it said we weren't changing the actual name of the company. Now, this motion is changing the name of the company, so can we just clarify which one we're doing? Because we've just had two things told to us.
She did say that, but if you read it, it says the society formed under the rules thereof refers to the federation shall be known by the name of the Fed. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to change the NFRN, so we can use the branding of the word Fed. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to change the name Fed to the Fed.
So in my opinion, it's still going to be confusing then.
Okay, second one, next speaker.
Thanks. Good morning, conference. Narinder Randhawa, West Midlands. I stand here to oppose this motion, but before I do, I've been listening to the speakers, confused, not sure, question. As I was walking here, there was a question from someone else. People aren't sure about this. We've just had Evolution talking about this. We, over the last few years in political engagement, spent a hell of a lot of money, six-figure sums, promoting the NFRN. What was the point of that if then we're going to change the name? The reason we spent it was so people would know we are the NFRN, the National Federation of Retailers. Or we could put in the National NFRN could stand for the National Federation of Retailers and Newsagents instead of Retail Newsagents. It doesn't matter what the NFRN is who we are. I joined the NFRN, not the Fed. I ask for withdrawal, and if there's no withdrawal, please defeat this motion 100%.
Next speaker. Sorry, I didn't add that. Sorry, ask for withdrawal. No. Carry on, next speaker.
In view of that last comment that they're not prepared to withdraw, I've got to speak against this motion in favour of the next one coming up. I agree we should use the Fed as a strapline as much as we can, but we still need to be, our base name needs to be the NFRN. Also on here, there's no costings. It's bound to cost if we're going to change our main name, and a lot of it, there's going to be changes in paperwork, legal documents and all sorts. So I think there's a failure here in listing any costings. So I've got to speak against this motion in favour of the next one. And again, I request for withdrawal.
Request for withdrawal.
Yes, we'll take the withdrawal.